All right, testing. One, two, three, testing. Can anyone hear me? I might just wait for someone else to turn up. I'm here all by myself. Just take this opportunity to get myself together here while we wait for someone else to jump into space here. And if anyone is out there listening at this point, say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever where you might be in the world. This is Osman Collect 63 here, coming back with our third Twitter space. And we're just chilling here come chill with us with VeVe, where we talk comics, film, pop culture, and just fandom. Just try and get back to the spirit of collecting and just what we really love, just in the pop cultural side of things, and just get away from the lot of FUD going around at the moment, a lot of negativity in the space. But could just chill with me here for a minute, or we just wait for more people to jump in. I'll just get my notes here together so I have a half an idea of what we're going to talk about. There's been a lot happening in space lately. Hello. Oh, hello. We've got someone else in the space. Don't know. How you, mate? Thank you. Thank you for joining me. So far, it's just you and me here at the moment. Do we wait for anyone else to pop up? Oh, look, we've got Poppy. Poppy, nice to see you, mate. So, can you guys hear me okay? That's good. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just getting my notes together and just getting a few things together. We'll wait for some more people to turn up.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Hey, don't know. How are you, mate?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good, mate. It's a nice 4 o'clock in the morning here in sunny UK at the moment, and just chilling.
Yeah, bless you for waking up early every week, man.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. It's kind of like a
Sacrifice.
standard. That's it, mate. Sacrifice to bring everybody like these spaces and what we're doing for the community. But so
Yep.
far it seems to be being received quite well. So far it's been worth it.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, it's got a lot of positive feedback and it's been a lot of fun too. So keep it going.
Yeah, mate. Well, that's like I said in a previous tweet. Like as long as people want to keep listening to us, we'll keep posting. We'll keep bringing out content and trying to spread a bit of positivity in the space.
Yeah, much needed, right? Much
Yeah.
needed. And yeah, it's just good to talk to each other as well. And then it's cool to see who comes up. It's been different both weeks, so it's been nice.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like the over the last couple of sessions we've had now, we've had like a lot of different varieties, a lot of different opinions, and some really good topic discussions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Oh man, I really enjoyed your guys' round table on the Real Uncommon podcast. It was awesome.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that was a really good episode. Like Chris and Mazer, they're just two really cool guys. Really easy to talk to and extremely knowledgeable.
Yeah, yeah, I was pretty much blown away by what they know and just how well you guys all chatted together and very positive as well. So it reminds me of spaces like this where
Mm.
everyone's just feeling very positive about the space and looking past all of the garbage that we're kind of going through right now. It's nice. I mean, of course, you want to look at things truthfully, but it's not like they're hiding anything or uh, just trying to avoid any topics. But it's just they genuinely are excited about where this is going, and that's how I feel
Mm.
too. It's I'm able to look past all this stuff because I'm genuinely excited about where it's going, and so it's nice to hear.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I mean, like you can just see, like everything's like increasingly going digital every day, and it just seems like just the next like logical step is like everything's going to be more in digital format, and it's just easier, really. But I mean, it still doesn't take away like from the joys of actually holding like a physical graded copy of your comic or just reading it in hand. But yeah, no, it was a really good discussion, and I'm really glad that I was able to to be a part of it, even though I had to wake up ridiculously early for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are things you don't want to miss. And yeah, it's just a now, it's worth it because now it's on the internet for a long time, right? So it's good to see.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And yeah, it's
Yeah.
just cool to hear them talk about how, because I was still a teenager when the internet became popular, so
Mm.
I wasn't in position to take advantage of that. So it was really cool to hear some grown ass men, just they were in their young adulthood when this was really taking place. And was it, I think Chris, I think he was talking about computers as well, right? Yeah,
Mm.
he got into computers pretty early too. Or it was either him or I was listening to another interview, and they were saying how they adopted computers very early on, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah, no, I
internet
mean,
was the next iteration, and then now we've got the Web3 space doing the same thing.
yeah, yeah, I think it was Chris saying that, saying he was basically at the forefront of like basically like the internet coming into fruition.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. It's super cool to hear that.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody I knew was a late adopter. They're all just consumers, and yeah, didn't really take advantage of the transition that was taking place. But now that I'm old enough to see kind of a similar trend and hear a lot of people talk about how they went through that, now I'm like, okay, I want to take advantage of this opportunity because it may only be once in a lifetime.
yeah. Well, that's true. I mean, like a lot of people compare like what we're going through now, like to the first like iterations of the internet. Like first of all, they kind of like oh, why does everyone need the internet? And look where we are now. We can't live without it.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're on it every single day, and it's with us in our pockets. So, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
it's
can relate to that. I always get a constant ear bashing from my missus all the time, like having to check my phone every 2 seconds, saying get off your phone, get off your phone. I know, but
yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, no, it's just so easy, isn't it? Like being connected to everything.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and then just wait until every asset is an NFT. I mean, it's going to be something similar where we're relying on blockchain technology for everyday life, and it's the same way
Yeah, for
the
sure.
internet.
Yeah, yeah. Although we got a few more people joining us in the spaces this well say this morning, evening, afternoon, good night, wherever you might be in the world. So we got Poppy, nice to join us, mate. Casual, Mpacks, good to see you again, mate. Harmo, Matt, is it Mass? So I can only see the first three letters, so hopefully I got that right. Thanks again for coming
Mask, yeah.
back. Thanks again for joining us. Mass. Yeah, I got that right. Oh, hey, we've got Evolved in the house. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining us.
Yo.
And yeah, we're
Hey
just
guys, I
chilling
didn't
with
even
web.
know that I wasn't oh sorry.
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
Poppy.
sorry,
Yeah, go on, Poppy.
I didn't yeah, I didn't know I wasn't on a speaker. I was actually talking for a bit. I thought you guys weren't listening to me, so
Yeah,
I realized I was just a
Oh.
listener.
no, that's all right.
That's kind of
Yeah, no, we
No,
funny.
got
we
you
would
now.
always
No,
listen to you,
we can
bro.
hear you. How are
Yeah.
you? All good?
Yeah, nice to catch up. Yeah, doing good. I was actually listening to you guys conversation. Totally agree with it. I mean, I've been kind of busy, been kind of away from social for about a week, but kind of don't want to miss on things. But like to add to what you
Mhm.
guys have been talking about, and you're talking about like the transition from like internet. That was like a super exciting time. I was like young myself too, and I like clearly remember it and how things just changed whether we knew it or wanted it or not. And like a lot of the times what I think about, because I mean, like I've been in it seems like forever with VeVe, but it's not. I mean, it's relatively short. But
Mm.
when it becomes like, I wouldn't say boring, but when it comes to like a lull where there's nothing big, there's no big grails going, it's like, do I keep up, right? Just kind of keep up with everything going on, updates, and then every time I think about maybe I'll just step aside for a bit and just not look at it. I just don't want to miss out
Mm.
on what's going on, right? It's like I want to, knowing that this is such a pivotal change in like how the world is going to be operating digitally, or whether it's blockchain or whether it's crypto and all that. I think we're at like at least in my lifetime, I think this is going to be
Mhm.
the second next to internet biggest change that's going to affect all our lives, whether we like it or not. And I just want to be in. I mean, it's not even be involved. I just want to be engaged, right? Just kind of know what's going on, so I can not like miss out when 5, 10 years from now I say, wow, that all happened. I didn't even know what's going on. So
Mhm.
like as much as I've kind of like like reduced my like maybe purchasing and maybe browsing the app, I
Yeah.
just want to stay engaged. So stuff like this, whether it's spaces or just watching, like continue to watching YouTube videos, because that's, I mean, where I'm at in this side of the world, that's like really all I got. And just having to like engage and kind of talk. And when I see these
Mm.
videos come out, whether it's interviews or just like informal conversations, it makes me feel that I'm like not alone, right? I think in our last spaces,
Yeah, yeah,
it was like it was
yeah, for sure. I mean,
mentioned by someone that I'm not sure who it was. They're saying that how like and I'm just going to speak for myself. Like sometimes I feel like I want to say weird but geeky, and I don't think it's bad, but kind of like, why is no one doing this, like at least around me. So when I get on conversations like this, I kind of feel like, hey, it's actually pretty damn cool, right? And I'm not the only one that thinks it's
mm.
cool. So appreciate the conversations.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, like that actually goes back to like one of the reasons why the WebV Collective was created is like, to give people a space to sort of talk about things like this, like, whether that be like, your Marvel, your DC, your fandom, geekiness, even the odd dash of crypto talk here and there, just because, like, in the outside world, they're like, they might struggle to speak to, like, the friends, family about it, and yeah, just sort of make them feel like they can't, like, sort of talk about it, like, comfortably, and that's what this whole space is about.
Yeah, 100%. I
So we're
I
getting,
agree.
yeah.
Just real
Looks like
quick,
we're getting a few more of it. Yeah, mate, go on, jump in.
yeah, I just wanted to say that, yeah, Popey, that's so true. I mean, especially even with the crypto revolution that was happening, I I remember buying Bitcoin in 2016, and thankfully I had one of my best friends was on board with me. But I was telling my dad, you should buy some of this. I was telling my brother actually listened and he got some. But I felt crazy. And I feel that same feeling now
Mm,
again. I feel crazy because now this time around, I actually don't have people who are seeing the vision. There have been a couple friends that were involved with VeVe for a bit, and now they're, you know, they didn't delete their account or anything. They still have some collectibles, but they are not engaged at all. And things are happening, and it's just passing them by. And so I did have to kind of like, where am I crazy for this? And thankfully, we got the VeVe fam, especially on Twitter, where I hear some amazing interviews. I hear people talking. I hear people bullish and excited, and it just makes me feel, no, I'm not crazy. It's just I can see the vision, and I'd rather just be with like-minded people who can see the vision too. And I mean, I would kill for the chance to buy Bitcoin at under 1,000 again. And I think in five
I
to
think
seven
everyone does.
years, we're going to be, yeah, well, and I think we're going to be killing for the opportunity in 5 years to be buying these collectibles at the prices they are now. So,
Mm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like some people have like compared basically where we are now in the VV journey, like to where, like, Bitcoin was, like, back when it was like trading at like $100 or like under $1,000. Like, we're still in that sort of early stage. And yeah, it's like best to sort of, if you believe in it, get in now, because, like, you never know, we could get up to where Bitcoin was, like, it's 60,000 a coin. Like, VV could very well be the same. We could get back to our all-time highs. Like, you can get a Walt statue at somewhere around like 2.5K or something like that. It could shoot all the way back up to 50. That's all well within the realm of possibility. It's just a case of how long are you willing to wait.
Yeah, totally agree. And what I was
100%.
thinking was about how there's like right now, like the like true OGs of VeVe who bought the Donnies and the Tods and all that, and some of those really
Yeah.
short, kind of really low mints, they're not even on the like the market sometimes, and if so, it's just a handful, right? And like I'm like thinking of Donnie type of mints, right? And I
Yeah.
always felt like in like all the like drops we have now, 30,000, 20,000, and down to like 10,000 comic drops. I felt when I
Mm.
started a couple years back that maybe soon, like maybe 2 to 3 years, they're going to be just as scarce, right? Now I kind of feel it might be 5, closer to 8 years, right? But
Yeah.
it's going to be super like exciting to see when like 5,000, 7,500 mint comics are going to be very scarce on the app. Where where I remember Rob's stuff kind of put it in the like the best way. Priceless collectibles is when there's just nothing on the market. And at the time, he was always talking about the like Walt statue, even though there's what 3,300 of them, or I mean, 1,000 of them, 3,300 or 4,300. At some point, because that's just so like sought after, it's not going to be 200-300 on the market.
Yeah.
It's going to be less than 50, and then at some point there'll be none, and that's when it's truly priceless. Because then you got to go find one, because there is no price. You got to go find someone and make an offer. And when we get like the comics and some of these, now maybe not these like 60,000 runs, because at some point people are always going to want to take profits, right? But some of these smaller mint runs that like we consider is a lot, it might be below retail now, right? Whether it's posters that or what. When you know how Daniel just made me think about it when he was saying, God, I wish I could have bought Bitcoin at 1,000. And I think in 5 to 8 years from now, it'd be kind of cool to think back and say, wow, I wish I stacked up on comics, right? That were 10,000 runs that are now going for big bucks. So it's always nice to think about it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And just gonna give a few more little acknowledgements. Like, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for coming back. So we've got a few more notable names in the chat today. We've got Fro, good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming back. Hinano, so always good to see you, brother. We've got Mpacks. So thanks for coming back, mate. So we had a really good talk on our last podcast, or podcast, last Twitter space. Nos, it's good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming back. And anyone else I can see, I've got a few new faces as well. Thank you for joining us. Like I said before, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be in the world. We're chilling here with VeVe, just talking VeVe, comics, film, TV, pop culture, and just all things geeky. But with this episode, we're throwing in a dash of crypto as well, just for all the crypto enthusiasms out there. But let's see what's been going on in the world. So we've had quite a lot going on lately. So what we've had Disney poster drops. Oh, we had the Back to the Future train. So how did everybody do with that? I personally didn't go for it, but I reckon the animation on it looks really, really nice. And I'll give Hinano a little shout out here as well. I did love that picture with the train and the Hawaiian background. Always makes me jealous. And hey, there it is. And yeah, we've been quite a lot going on. We had Fantastic Four #4, the first appearance of Namor and the being introduced into the Silver Age. That was another drop that I sadly missed out on because I got tied up at work. But is what it is. And today we've got the X-Men 58 first appearance of Havoc, which again is another really low edition run, and I'm going to try and go for it. So. See if anyone else has any luck or getting that secret rare. It's always the elusive secret rare. But yeah. So does anybody want to come up and say a few words? So let's get some conversation going. Oh, we got my collectibles in the house. So nice to see you, mate. Thanks for coming back. Sleeping. Well, we got sleeping as well. Oh, we got sleeping as well. Whoa, we've got some heavy hitters here today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And just before we start, I just want to just say a quick shout out to my collectibles. I watched that video about what you posted about why are we here, and I think it's a very, very strong question, a very, very good question. And my answer to that question is I'm here because of this community. I'm just loving the experience, loving the community, loving meeting all these amazing people from all around the world, and just enjoying this crazy journey which is VeVe, and just sharing our love of Spider-Man, Marvel, Disney. And just all things nerdies, and all pop culture related, and just bring us all together just on that front. So again, thank you for that. Video.
In honor of MC, what are your top 3 reasons for being here? I'd love to hear that. And community #1. What's 2 and 3?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah. Good, mate. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop up Hey guys, hey Mpacks, and everybody. I wanted to just pop up and say hi, but I'm watching The Mandalorian right now with my family, and I saw you
Oh,
guys have the
nice.
Twitter space. So are you guys going to be up here for about an hour? Or you think you're going to be up here for it? Because I'll come back, but I'm about to go watch episode 7, and I'm like losing my mind right now.
And we just
Oh,
started.
mate,
We just started, bro. We'll be here probably.
Most definitely
Yeah,
Oh,
will be
good,
here.
because I'd love to talk to you guys. Yeah, I'd love to
yeah,
talk to you guys. I mean, all you guys are all the ones I love up here. Look at all you, everybody down there. I love it. So I just saw you. I wanted to make sure you're still here, but I'm watching Amando right now, like literally in 2 minutes. I got my chips,
no worries, mate.
my
I mean, like,
Slurpee, my family. We're getting ready.
Enjoy it.
yeah, well,
I
mate,
hear it's a great episode.
enjoy. I watched it last night, mate, and it is sick. You will love it.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you when I get back.
All right, Aaron.
All right,
And
talk
when
to
you
you,
come back,
mate.
no
Enjoy.
spoilers, please.
Yep.
That's crazy. It's technically Thursday where you're at.
Yeah, well, for me, it's Thursday morning. It's 4:21 in the morning here, Thursday morning here in nice
See,
sunny Bristol
it's
in England.
4:20 everywhere.
That's it, mate. I was just saying, like, now we got listeners from all over the world. That's why I say good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you might be in the world. Thank you for coming back and joining us. So
Thanks
yeah,
for
so
letting
has
me
anyone
co-host with you,
did anybody?
Alex.
That's right, mate. Thank you for coming back and co-hosting with me. So like and making all this this possible. As you all may or not know, Dino, Evolved, Fro, Hinano, we're all part of a group called the VeVe Collective. And yeah, the goal of the group is just basically to spread positivity in the space and just get back to our joys of collecting, really, and just sort of helping to encourage and promote each other's projects, and just sharing our love of comics, Marvel, DC, just all things nerdy. And that's the whole point of this space, is to sort of get back to what we love and like sort of get away from the FUD and negativity that's been floating around lately.
Everybody love everybody.
That's
Much
it.
love.
You know, from semi-pro, Will. You know,
I
I'm a
heard
nerd.
it. I heard it, bro. I just couldn't figure out where it was from.
Yeah, I say that a lot to my homies in the Marvel Alley space because they catch me too. Sometimes I'll get negative. I'm like, "Yo, everybody love."
That's it. Everyone get happy now. But yeah, but no, we've had
it doesn't work. We try.
Nah. Well, I mean, like I'm unfortunately you're always going to have that negativity, aren't you? But just got to do our best to spread positivity and just to try and be positive and yeah, just get back to what we love. Which in saying that, who's going for the comic today? Well, for me today, for you guys tomorrow probably for X-Men 58, first appearance of Havoc. I'm liking the Ultra cover; it's looking absolutely sick.
What do you guys know about Havoc? I don't know anything about Havoc besides seeing him in like one of the movies, I think.
Cyclops' brother. They were both like abandoned and kind of in foster care, in and out of foster care. So Cyclops really looked after Havoc. Havoc being the younger one.
That's right.
And yeah, man, like you got to remember that his dad is actually a star jammer out in space for this whole other team. So
yeah,
they have
his father is Corsair, if I remember right.
Yeah, Corsair, and his
brother,
the other brother of Cyclops and of Havoc is Vulcan. So Vulcan is a cosmic mutant out there. So they have actually a brother they don't realize, and they don't remember their dad because they were left on Earth. They don't realize that, you know, it happened because of a lot of different reasons. But yeah, Havoc is a dope character. He's popular on the X Factor team, and he goes in and out of the X-Men.
All right. Well, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, thanks for that, Mpacks. We appreciate it. Like a nice little bit of background, bit of history there. And I believe his powers are what he can absorb.
The more they come, the better.
Yeah, I see it, because the X-Men are coming, aren't they? Energy absorption, that was his power.
He's a badass, yeah. And I gotta say, I'm really excited to see more of these comics hit the app. You know, X-Men books, key books. It just helps more of when the collectors come to VeVe, they will want to have the whole collection of X-Men. I'm sure of it. And the fact is, a lot of these key books came out during a bear market where the edition sizes are a lot lower than you know, a lot of the other books that first came out on VeVe.
I actually
Yeah,
like that they're lowering it. Like, can they bring it down some more maybe, and we can get some cheaper like 1K drops, so that way it's not just the 252.
I hope that they like lower it so I can finally get a
well, get like
252. So many times I've been wanting to pull that like trigger when it gets below 1,000, then it got below 800, and sometimes I'm just like, okay, maybe they should, when they start dropping below 5,000, that'll become a little more affordable. But I honestly think that's into some some like diamond hands that are just gonna hold on to them for their life. So
yeah. Well, it seems like the edition sizes are getting lower and lower. It seems like 7,500 seems to be like starting to become the norm now, isn't it?
Some of those
Seems like
5K
it.
drops are starting to pile up too. Those are getting interesting. You know, we had the Scarlet and the Vision, and yeah, it
That's
was
right.
a limit one per account, but it did sell out. And yeah, like even if they're not great comics, they're still gonna go at 5K. The community loves going for the comics. They're a cheap buy. $6.99 is a no brainer for this market.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know, so yeah, you're not going to complain when you lose like a few gems compared to like where our vaults already are, being like, you know, overall for a lot of collectors, our vaults are probably, you know, down a lot worse than a $6.99 comic, you know. So
Oh yeah, for sure. I know mine definitely is.
just being
What's up,
honest,
guys?
except for
Dino,
Dino.
how are you, mate? Thanks for coming back, mate.
What's up? It's good to see all
Sorry,
some
I was
good
gonna
people up
introduce
here.
you, but
What's up?
didn't get the chance.
What's up, Evolve? What's up? No, you're good. I just came to say what's up. What's up, Poppy? Haven't talked to you in forever, bro. Trevor, you beautiful human. I just saw you. Mpacks. Fro Akomi, bro. Mega generous sponsor on the YouTube channel the other day. Appreciate you. Inano. Bro, I'm still waiting to, get some Hawaiian barbecue, man, with you. We almost did it when I came out there, but didn't work out. I don't know what happened.
Wait, where is the Hawaiian
You
barbecue?
stayed too far away from me, man. Like you literally decided to like stay 45 minutes away on the other side of the island. But what's up, guys? Just breaking in real quick. I'm just kind of listening in on everybody. I'm actually editing a video, but just wanted to tell everyone thanks for coming into the space. Good to see everyone here. Dino, Sleepin, Trevor, the entire WebV collective, Mpacks. Larry, I see you down there too, Larry. Why don't you come up? And everyone else in the space, it's good to see you guys. And just want to pop in and say hi real quick. And we're going to have our barbecue one day, Dino.
Bro, we're going to do it, man. Me, you, Kanalea, the crew, bro. We're going to party.
Hell yeah, we're going to floor NFTs that night, all night long.
Bro, I might be out by then. I've been going a little crazy on the floors. I've been breakdancing like crazy the last couple weeks, but maybe I'll pick one up just to floor that night, together.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be great. So I'm going to be on the first flight as well. Like from England to Hawaii, I'll be there. I'll try and be there. If not, I'll stream it. You have me there by phone call. All right. So what else has been happening in the world today then? So has anyone been buying in the market? Anybody pick up anything good? So I haven't been doing a lot of shopping. What's the last thing I bought? I bought Oh yeah, last thing I bought was Dark Avengers #1, the ultra rare. I got edition number 286, and I thought it was good. I like the cover, I like the artwork. It's done by the same bloke who did the Iron Man Extremis artwork, and I just think it looks really cool, even though it's not an overly popular comic. I just think it'll look really good in the showroom when we eventually can display the comics. Oh, So Dino's got his hand up. Yeah, Dino, do you want to say something, mate?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just driving, so I can't look at my phone when people are
Oh,
done.
right.
No, dude, I actually did pick something up. I've been selling a ton, but this one guy got me freaking with this one star. I'm always weak for Star Wars, so I did get a Star Wars #1 common, which is one of the. I actually like all the covers. I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to get the 69 mint, so I had to buy it because
Oh,
Star
nice.
Wars is my book. It's my guy. I have the physical, so I had to get a 69. So I did get that today, and
Yeah.
I was pumped about that.
Nice one. So, just on the subject of Star Wars, you must be excited about all the new Star Wars news we just got dropped on us, like with the new Ahsoka teaser trailer and all the news that they're coming out with the new Star Wars movies.
You know what, bro? I actually am not up current. I was watching Mando today. I have not watched the Ahsoka trailer because I want to sit down and enjoy it.
Yep.
I don't want to you know what I mean? Like I want to sit down and be think about it. But I did hear the rumors of the news, right, of the new movies. I haven't heard anything. I haven't read any articles myself yet. But what is the news on it? Did they confirm it or is it just a
Well,
rumor?
basically, I think just from what I've read, just from what I've seen here, they've basically announced they've got 3 more movies in the works, and I think they're going to sort of work around the gaps of in between Return of the Jedi and was it the Force Awakens, somewhere in that sort of time frame. Obviously, if I'm wrong, if anyone knows any better, correct me if I'm wrong. But apparently they've got the
Interesting. So hopefully they retire then Ray and Finn, right? I'm guessing that's the play,
well,
probably,
I
because
mean,
I think people
I
are
heard
not
that
big fans.
no, Finn, yeah, I mean, he's obviously gone on to do much bigger things, obviously being a Moon Knight fan, you know what I'm talking about. And Ray, I think actually I saw a news saying they actually are bringing back Ray, the actress who played her is coming back to do something in one of the movies. But I still need to look a bit further into that. But again, if anyone knows any better, jump in and let me know. But I'm quite excited for the Ahsoka series. Looks badass.
Yeah, I mean, Ahsoka is an incredible character. Most of us fell in love with her during the Clone Wars, right? Such a great Jedi, such a great story. She's awesome. So, and they've done her really well. So, the show looks good. The actress was good, right? In her
Yeah, yeah.
appearance. So, I'm pumped for that. I haven't watched the trailer yet, but I need to.
Oh mate, yeah, no, you have to watch it. It looks good. And also they're teasing the live action debut of Admiral Thrawn as well. He's coming into it, and apparently the bloke who voiced him in it was either Resistance or Rebels is apparently coming back to do the live action portrayal.
Oh, please give me more Rebels. I love that show.
Oh mate, I haven't actually watched Rebels to be honest. I've been sort of missed out on a lot of
It's so
the
good.
animated ones because I've been bogged down with life.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Trevor in the house. So did you want to come up and say a few words, Trevor? To being a speaker there, you seem very very patiently and listening. But if you don't, all good.
I'll jump in when I can. I'm just hanging out. Sorry, I'm also driving through a place where I know I'm going to lose signal, so I'll jump
Ah,
in when I
right.
can.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Again, thank you for joining us and taking the time to listen to our space. Much appreciated.
Yeah, same here. I'm about to
And
be
yeah,
going through a patchy area, but then I'll be good to go. I'm enjoying the space, like nerding out with you guys.
yeah, no, thank you. Like I said, in our last conversation, we had a really good one. And yeah, we had a lot of fun as well for anyone who jumped in that space. Again, all our spaces will eventually find their way onto to YouTube if anyone misses any of it. We're just in the process of making that all happen.
Yo, what is going on with everybody? There's some new fellows in the chat in the building. I see some familiar heads, Mr. Pill, Chill Pill, Mahalo, Gorilla. I see Greyhound. What's up, everybody? Casual. I love that PFP, bro.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, no, we got a lot of new faces in the chat that I haven't seen before either. Again, like, thank you for taking the time to listen to what we have to say and involved. Thank you for being co-host this time around.
Of course, just chilling, hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you, Evolved? Like, what have you been picking up lately? Like, have you been shopping in the market at all? You keeping your eye on anything? So what's happening in your world, mate?
I mean, on VeVe, I'm just kind of chilling right now, but I did see a 3-digit ghost spider, and it was cheap, and I was like, I have to get it. So, 754 in the auctions for $16. Not bad. Not bad.
Oh, yeah, nice.
But no, I just haven't really been too heavy. Just kind of going for comics here and there. I don't think I went for the last one, but yeah, lately I forget that there's drops. But I didn't forget about Iron Man or this one, Fantastic Four. Definitely forgot about Vision. But they're cool.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, like I do particularly like the artwork on the WandaVision one, especially the ultra rares quite nice as well. And even the artwork on the Nemo cover is quite smooth as well. Quite very what's what I'm looking for? I'll just say nice, very very nice. And what else have we got coming?
How do you like this one for tomorrow? Which one's tomorrow?
The Uncanny X-Men.
Havoc.
Yeah, that's nice. I mean, like I do like the rare and the ultra rare covers. I mean, like I like what they've done, like with the blue, how it's all like circles around. So it's very very neat.
It's pretty sick.
That's Will. That's I can never say his name. Will Shinley, if I said that correctly. Something. Yeah.
I want to say it's
Oh,
slimy.
Will Slimy.
Slimy. I can never.
I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I always struggle like pronouncing names, so if I ever butcher anybody's name, I do apologize. But yeah, we've got quite a bit of his work on the Alpha, I believe. I think he also did the ultra rare for the Doc Ock cover, if I remember right, and he's done a few collaborations.
Yeah,
as well.
you're reminding me of last space when we were pronouncing Spanish names. That was hilarious. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these artists are like Italian, Portuguese, Spanish,
Brazilian,
South American countries. The Brazilian, you got a lot of like Cal Cacao stands out to me as an amazing Brazilian artist. Like if you've ever seen some of his art, it's just it's beautiful. So I won't tell you to pronounce his name, but yeah, Cal Cacao. Shout out to you.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, dope, up and coming Marvel artist. And then like when you're picking up stuff, you start like going down the rabbit hole and finding that Marvel is starting to spread its wings into other digital platforms as well. So it's quite interesting to see that, they're starting to do a lot more with their IP than like DC was doing with being on VeVe, being on multiple platforms, and why not? I mean, it's like very valuable IP.
What do you think of those upper decks? What is it, Evo?
Yeah.
Evolution. What is that? What is that drop that they did? I was gonna get one, but I was just like, I don't really know what it is.
Which one's that?
It's their new platform. It's just a brand new platform with Upper Deck and Collect Forever. So it's the Triforce of platforms. You have new comics that you can pre-order on Collect Forever. You don't have to, wait for them to come out at your comic shop. And some people don't have a comic shop nearby. Then you have E-Pack, which is Upper Deck E-Pack is the digital way of opening packs, but you still get the cards and they're held for you at a warehouse. And then the third way is now this new authentic digital collectibles ADCs that are going to be released by Upper Deck, and they did their first drop today, and it was pretty successful for just being a logo. It's not really, it's their own IP that they dropped first, so they're really teasing us as to where they're going to go next. Are they going to give us a Wayne Gretzky hockey drop next? Are they going to give us a, who knows what they're going to do next? But they also have Marvel, they have Disney, digitally and physically. So it's pretty interesting to be able to participate in a whole new drop system going on, and already have been doing it with the trading cards and the comics. And with this comic one, it just came out about 6 months ago. A lot of people don't know about Collect Forever. And on Collect Forever, you can get all the new comics on pre-sale. So like that Disney 100 comics they were doing with the homage covers, you can get them on pre-sale. And you have a shot at hitting the potential variant. If it says potential variant over the comic that you want, whether it's DC or Marvel on Collect Forever, you can have a shot at it. And what's the beauty of these 3 platforms is you only need one username and password to get you in either one of them or all of them. So it's like they're all linked together in a partnership. So it's pretty I'm pretty excited for something new where we can trade and make offers and see everyone's public collection, like an art gallery.
That'd be cool.
No, it is cool. It's already happening. So yeah, the first drop happened today.
Yeah, right. That's a good.
That
check
logo looks
one.
pretty cool. If you look at Nos Clint's PFP, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I should probably change one of my PFPs to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's badass.
I know what that is. Yeah, no, I've seen them floating around the Twitter spaces. Like at the time, I didn't really know what they were. Oh, there we go. Good bit of information there for everybody.
It's
Like,
logo.
you want to go check it out?
It's like a 3D looking thing.
Yeah. It's just
like pretty looking metallic card.
For
really
collectors to enjoy. Yeah, if you enjoy comics or cards by Marvel and Disney and DC, it's worth checking out UpperDeckEpack.com, and it's worth checking out CollectForever.com. This is a collector space. There's no shame in talking about it. I mean, this is awesome IP that's already been there, and now they just added a new layer with digital collectibles, and they They have the roadmap that talks about digitals that can be redeemed if you're a set collector, and other types of burn mechanisms. So and it's on the Ethereum blockchain. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the future of collecting. The future of collecting is bright. How it's gamified is another dimension.
Yeah, getting gamified. Like, that's going to be a real big one. That's going to bring people in, because everyone loves like a bit of competition, a bit of games, bit of competitiveness in the space is always nice.
Yeah, when there's like leaderboards like HRO, everyone has their little niche going, and now we're going to have MCP toward more people every day. You can search mint numbers. I don't know if that works for sure, but the idea is there. But yeah, I mean, I like the fact that VeVe is starting to make changes because they're adapting to these other things. We need to be able to trade, though, and for me, that's why my attention is going toward other projects, because I think VeVe's getting left behind. They're no longer the industry standard when it comes to features you can do. There are other projects that are actually doing a little more. And I mean, it's just you have to be honest at a certain point and look at your collection and be like, I'm proud of this. I've done what I'm doing. I've collected here. There's no problem in me taking a break. Like what Poppy was saying, or someone else was saying too, about how people are Dino, I think it was you too, how people were disinterested. So yeah, it's for me, it's like my attention's starting to go toward other new drops and new platforms, because VeVe is cool, and VeVe is where I met the fam, and the community's number one, and I love it. But I gotta also spread my wings, and it's fun to collect and diversify with where my favorite IP goes. And if Marvel, I always told people, if Marvel goes, it truly does, participate with Upper Deck in this, I'm there, and I want to collect there too, and I'll collect both places if I can afford to.
Yeah, for sure. So do you think that's something that VeVe really needs to focus on to sort of like bring everybody like, get a bit of like, excitement back into the app as like more like, consumer interaction or engagement, I guess you could say, like, like you said, like, leaderboards, games, basically just something to sort of keep people there instead of just buying the product and then sort of just displaying it in AR and then basically selling it again or just keeping it.
Well, how are we getting new users that way? I mean, the barrier
Mm,
to get in is really difficult. Like it's like to KYC right off the bat. I mean, and also you got to understand, it's like we have the people that are here, and that's great. It's a chunk, but we're gonna keep losing interest. People are gonna get bored, and the engagement is gonna go down if they keep increasing the barrier to entry and delaying things. Now, do I doubt that they're gonna fulfill some of the things they told us they were gonna do? I think I can trust them to a point, but my trust in them isn't. I'm not gonna go negative. It's just not what it used to
mm,
be. So just got to be honest with yourself when you start looking at your collection. And for me, it's about like be enjoying it too. And for me, if the fun isn't there, but the community is, I'm having more fun just listening to the community, learning about new projects, learning about crypto. And, I'll buy some ETH and I'll collect elsewhere, like
yeah.
it's just kind of how natural things go. And if it doesn't work out, I always have VeVe to come back to when there's a great drop. I don't think people really, when they say they leave, are ever truly leaving, because
No,
like
no,
the what if is in the back of their heads. You know what? It bugs
yeah.
them. It's like, nah, I can't leave. You know.
Well, that's it.
So
It.
I just
I suppose
yeah, I
yeah.
wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's like what me and Diana were discussing earlier. It's like we're at that stage where it's like, am I in VeVe early enough? It's like could I at the same stage? It's, am I at the same stage where I could have bought Bitcoin at like $100 of coin or $1,000, like sub $1,000 or something like that? Like are we that early in the game? Whereas if like I just buy a bit now, leave it, wait, I don't know, a year or two or 10 or whatever, and then all of a sudden it shoots back up to like $60,000 a coin. Is that where we're at? Like in this stage of like the collecting game. But it's like you said, if you're not enjoying it and it's causing you stress, then yeah, you're better off just sort of just closing the app and just walking away for a few weeks and go check out other ventures. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Totally, bro. I agree. I love the space, so thank you. I want to hear other people's thoughts, and I see Trevor
Hmm.
came back up. So yeah, Poppy, Froey Comey, Evolved, Dino. Oh, man, of course, our host with the mostest. Let's go.
That's it. And like I've said in previous episodes and videos and stuff, like you don't to be a part of like the community or like the VV experience, you don't have to participate in the market if you don't want to. I mean, like me personally, like I've only got X amount I can invest every month into this app, and like once that's gone, I can't like participate in the market because like I'm a dad with two small kids that are like costing me an arm and a leg in childcare like costs at the moment because like putting them in daycare is extortion amount of prices over here. Don't get me wrong, but I you can still find ways to sort of like interact in the community, and that's what we're trying to do like with building like the WebB collective and interacting people in that way where we just like so just talk and just sort of sharing our experiences and just sort of show like what we have in our collections where it's not throwing unnecessary amount, well I wouldn't say unnecessary, but money into the market that we don't particularly can like we don't have, and we're not feeling like we're missing out on anything because we're still interacting with others and we're still sharing what we love.
Yeah, and every time that I step away from the like market or like VeVe, whether I'm like running low on gems or I just need to get a little more like in real life, it's so hard to
Yeah,
like stay away even though I have a little gems when most of these drops go under retail, and whether it's comics, and if you got
yeah,
comics
no,
for that are just like $2, it's so hard to not buy it, especially if they're like decent comics, and like even the like decent comics are just around retail, and it's so hard to not buy it.
I know exactly what you feel like. You get towards the end of your budget and you're like, yep, I'm gonna step away from VeVe. I'm not gonna buy anything else. And then all of a sudden they drop something big like Tales of Suspense number 39, and just like, ah, oh, damn you, VeVe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we're
still
spoiled.
I still
But
buy
yeah,
the Bishop, 2 gem comic Bishop. Sorry, my bad. I talked over someone.
no, throw in. No, jump on in.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was my thought, man. I agree. I've been buying still 2 gem comics. I still can't help it. I go for the drops, especially when they're
Mm,
like comic drops. I can't not go for it. You know, it's just I love them.
yeah. Yeah, though I do kind of agree. Like, it would be good, like, if it wasn't just always blind box format. Like, if you could actually go for the ones that you wanted to go for, like they did, like, with the poster drops and that, like that would be a good one. Because I know one of the reasons, like, I kind of avoid going for drops is because I sort of focus on the ultra rare comics, and 9 times out of 10 when I go for a drop, I usually either get a common or an uncommon, and then watching that, like, sort of go, like, below retail, and the market kind of gets a little bit discouraging. But at the same time, there's also that thrill of, like, rolling the dice and potentially getting that secret rare. So it's kind of like, 50-50 split, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, at least for me, I got to be smart about this. I don't have all the money in the world, and I just noticed that by going for every single drop, I was just slowly but surely dwindling my gem balance. And it does add
Mm.
up. Like, I get what you guys are saying about 7 gems, but I've just really taken a math approach to this. And if you think about it,
Yeah,
if you go for 10 comics, that's 70 gems right there. And you can easily get 2 or 3 of the URs that you were talking about for that. And the chances are you're going to end up with that common, or even nowadays it's worse to even get an uncommon, because those are even less than the common. So I just stick to the comics that I'm pretty damn sure are going to go above retail. That way,
yeah,
I'm at least, you can't lose with, like, going for the FA Iron Man. Like, you can't lose. So
oh yeah, it's like a no-brainer.
yeah, but stuff like Tomorrow is actually, a decent book. And I'm just using the standard of what's on VeVe and how it's priced. But it's there are a lot of comics that come out that are just, for me, a no-brainer to skip them. And then if I really, really wanted the UR, save up for it and just let it breathe a little bit, because these
Yeah,
comics, especially the ones that aren't highly sought after, they get left behind, and the price drops a lot. So it pays to be patient. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's no reason to, like, go FOMO. I mean, unless it's something you really, really want, or you see, like, value in it, then, like, there's no reason to go FOMOing into it, like, straight off the bat. Like, there's always room to just take a step back, let it settle in the market, and then sort of get an idea of where, like, the market values it. But what does everyone think about that? Like, would if VeVe did have, like, the take away the blind box option, and, like, you could just go for the individual graded comic that you want to go for, whether that be rare, secret rare, whatever, would would you go for that? So would that be more desirable?
The problem is the bots. I mean, it's hard enough to
Mm,
get a blind box drop on a big comic. And I know that anytime they do an OG drop, it's almost like I shouldn't even bother going for the rarest one, because there's almost no chance where I'm at. And some people seem to have really good success on drops. I'm not one of those guys. So for me, it would just get rid of all my chances of ever getting a secret rare. So
mm.
that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, no, that's
I think
that's fair enough.
I think there's also an element of conditioning from the market. People are so used to seeing the prices around certain rarities, and if you were to switch back to the basically 5 individual points of
Yeah.
sale, there's a lot of people who are conditioned to look at things, anything below ultra rare as going as breaking even or going under the
Mm.
floor, that if you were just going to switch back, most people would either try to buy the super rare ones, and if they didn't get it, they just wouldn't buy it all. And it's a weird conditioning that you would have to break through. So if you switch to
Mm-hmm.
it, you could expect the first couple drops to sell very poorly, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. So
And yeah,
get back to my
and
cold view of it
there's
all then.
yeah, and unfortunately, from the user perspective, you're also kind of playing chicken, because if you're looking at those commons that are still available, you're like, yeah, I guess I could buy it because there's not that many out there. But if this starts taking off in value, everybody's just going to go buy it on primary. So
Yeah.
it's just like the same like issue that you have with like a primary versus secondary market when things don't sell out with everything. So I think it's unfortunate, but they've almost worked themselves into a corner where I don't know if they can go back.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
again, this is me take. This is like, it's not even a VeVe thing. This is just this is like a, I don't want to call it game theory because it's like too grandiose a term for it, but it is one of those things. Like you're dealing with the kind of psychological conditioning of the audience.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, like, I kind of get where you're coming from. It's like what's a good example of that? Like, kind of like trading, like in the markets and that, like when everyone's like buying in the green and selling in the red type deal.
Yeah, I mean the most extreme example of this is like the Powerball, like here in the U.S. Like the lottery is basically you have an extremely small chance to win all the money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you can win an absurd amount of money, and people don't pay attention to the odds. The odds of winning the Powerball is something like 1 in
Yeah.
187
Yeah.
million
It's
or
like
some absurd.
astronomical.
Yeah, it's basically it's 51 to the power of 6.
Yeah.
I think, or like more than, it's something like that, something absurd like that, where your chances of winning are incredibly small, but because the reward, the payout at the other end is so massive, people put hundreds of millions of dollars into it on a basically a weekly, monthly basis kind of thing. Um, Ultimately, the system that exists right now is in some weird way a less extreme version of that, and
Yeah.
unfortunately it's hard to move away from that because for whatever reason we are conditioned to find that kind of behavior, that lottery behavior, really compelling.
Yeah. Because there's always that little bit in the back of your mind. Is like, what if I did win the Powerball? Like, as I say, like, one Powerball and I'm
Yeah,
out of here, or
exactly.
like, if I hit the jackpot, that's it. Like,
Yeah, one, and it's like, yeah, the fantasy is imagine what a buck can do. And
exactly.
like the equivalent over here is like there's a chance that $7 turns into a $200-300 comic drop, and the rate of winning is, compared to the Powerball, 10 million times more likely. Like it's so much more likely to happen that it's just like it's compelling. It's a risk
Mm.
reward. It's just a psychological thing. It's an interesting conditioning. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
my game
Yeah.
design
No, it's good.
thoughts.
No,
Are we gonna skip over
it's
the
good
fact
insight,
that
mate. No, I like it.
that Trevor just said 51 to the power
Let's
of 6?
Yeah. So
let Village and then Mpacks come up. Thanks for coming up, guys.
What's going on, guys? Yeah, Trevor, man, when you said 51 to the power of 6, man, my mind went left and right. I was like, yo, why couldn't you just say like 1.5 million to 1 odds?
Well, it's something like 180 million to 1, but it's basically 51 because there's 51 numbers, right? And you have to pick 6 of them. So it's 51 times 51, on and on and on. And you very quickly realize, okay, so your chances of winning are basically zero.
Okay. But
yeah,
what's up,
but there's
guys?
still that what if.
My brain hurts, yo. My brain hurts.
Usman, Dino, Volv. I've seen you guys hosting spaces. I've never came up. Just walking my dog. Figured I'd come up, say what's up, and chime in a little bit. Great conversation. What up, everybody?
Yeah, mate. No,
Mpacks.
thanks for taking the time to join us, mate. We appreciate you being here. So, are you enjoying the space at the moment? How are we doing?
Yeah, no, doing an amazing job. Great conversations all around. One thing, Trevor, about the lottery thing, right? The lottery, you either win or you don't, right? Where on VeVe, I hate to compare it to gambling, right? But at least you have a chance of making some of your money back.
bare minimum. Whether you're
Yes,
losing,
no, you're 100%
whether you're
right.
Yeah, that's
losing
true.
or not, you know. So it's like going into a store, right, and buying a dollar scratch off. But the lady said, "Oh, you can pay $2, and you can actually, no matter what, win at least some of your money back." Would you buy that one, or you know what I'm saying? That's just the comparison I want to make to that. And then,
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But ultimately, it's all systems that play
oh,
on
for
that
sure,
on the
for
condition
sure.
of chance.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I
100%.
am the number one person right now DJing on Kang still. I probably bought
Nice.
15 to 20 blind boxes. I had a feeling because I'm a sniper. I knew what mints didn't come up. I had a feeling there was a ton of good shit in there. And then I had somebody check the data, and there's a ton of good shit in there. So it's tough because you're risking losing $30. But what I wanted to say on all this is like, markets change, life change. You got to learn how to move and adapt, right? When I came in December 2020, 2021, excuse me, I bought in at the highs. You know, I spent thousands of dollars at the highs, and
Yep.
ended up being at a loss. You know, come March, summer, right? So over time, I just being in spaces and talking to people and picking people's brains and getting information. You know, I'm at a point where I can sit on the market after a drop for an hour. I can at least go for one on the drop, maybe two, and sit there on the market for an
Yep.
hour afterwards and find stuff that's undervalued. You know, you spend enough time on the market, you know, you learn to move and adapt to different situations and spend enough time on the market, you can understand what's undervalued. And it's honestly, it's really not that hard if you just are willing to put in the time, right? So there's still, even though you could be taking a loss on the drop, right? I still go for every drop because there's still the chance of hitting a secret rare. And I've hit a lot of good mints over the past like year and a half. Like I've heard people who say like I'd never hit a secret rare comic, and I'm like, well, I mean, do you go for every drop? And they're like, no, not really. And it's like, all right, well, I pretty much go for every drop. I've hit like at least like 4 or 5 secret rare comics, right? And then countless
Wow. That's really
collectibles.
good.
Yeah, like countless collectibles over the time. So it's like it. But for me, I'm at a point now where for over the past 6 months, 8 months, I've gathered enough and like information about the market and understandings that I'm in a position where I have plenty of liquid from just mints I'm sitting on, right? You know, I probably put only a few, like maybe $500-600 in the app over the past year. You know, so you just got to learn to move and adapt in situations. And you know, if you want to put in the time to actually make money in the market, there's still money to be made. Trust me.
Yeah, nice one,
I
Mel.
think
Thanks.
there's a.
Yeah, go
Oh,
on.
sorry. Go to Mpacks.
Yeah, go on,
Yeah,
Mpacks.
thanks, guys. I wanted to ask Trevor. Yo, Trev, man, game theory. What if they added a one of one into the comic drops, like a one of one original sketch art into the comic drops, every comic drop? It had to do with it was like inspired in homage to the cover, and you could hit it from that original artist. Why doesn't VeVe do that?
I mean, it becomes like, it's an interesting idea. It becomes like the quote unquote jackpot. So it's like an interesting idea to throw it in there, and also knowing that hasn't been picked up yet. I think it's an interesting. I'll keep that in mind for McFarlane Toys Digital. There we go, shameless plug. But in all seriousness, I was thinking about this, and actually, I haven't done the math on it, and I'm sure someone who is playing this market, and probably because I haven't heard this discussion in spaces, but there's definitely people out there who are doing the math on this market and looking at the average drop rate for every type of collectible that's out there. Like, we know, like, what's the average rate of a secret rare? It's like 1 in 20 kind of
Trevor,
thing.
that's
Is like
exactly it.
Trevor, you're a game maker. You're a game maker. Add a wrinkle. It's called a wrinkle, right? You want to add that because then us degens, we can't help but pull the lever if
No,
those
I get
people
it.
that are bro. I'm telling you, bro,
This
you're
is
gonna make
like
money.
Trevor.
You'll make a lot of money, bro.
like you know what a progressive slot is? besides the most magical money-making thing to ever be
Yeah.
added to the casino? The progressive slot. It basically every time it's
Oh
very
yeah.
it's like such a brilliant game. Like the original progressive slots were basically every time you pulled the lever, the jackpot would go up. But now progressive slots, when they put them in casinos, it's like they're synced across not just the entire casino, but across every casino. So you play the progressive slot in one casino, and another casino that has that same machine, the jackpot goes up on that machine. And it could be across the city, it could be across the world. Like you're
No
getting
way.
to this point with like those, yeah. So that's like there's what are they called? They're the original. There's a term for it. The like linked progressive slots, and it's like that's like the level, and the reason for that behavior is because basically we know every time someone pulls the lever, a small piece of their bet goes into that progressive slot jackpot. And if everybody does that across the machine, and across all the people playing across the world on that same machine, the jackpot across the world goes up more quickly and gets larger because that sexy jackpot number is the thing that gets people to play that machine. So they figuring that out and then building the tech to link them all is just like it's like a brilliant example. But it plays back into this. That jackpot becomes really enticing for people. People know what it is. And on top of that, if you can put out, hey, there's like, let's say the drop is 10,000 pieces, this becomes there's a 1 in 10,000 chance that you get this thing. That becomes that like you can think about how much value gets like sucked up by that one piece, and people are going to chase it.
Yes. We need the one of ones in there. That's the answer. The one of ones, and then you can lead to all that other details to make it even more fun for us later. Because for now we have the blockchain warriors, and the blockchain warriors, as Alex calls them, always find all VeVe's mishaps. So yeah.
I mean, the other thing I was going to say that this conversation was having that was giving me is if you were to sum, and someone's probably done the math on this, if you were to kind of like if you were to average the drop rate of secret rares of every rarity and then average the cost at which they go to on the secondary market, you can come up with a number that basically says, on average, I have this chance of getting a secret rare, and on average, this is the payout of that. And do it for all the different rarities. And if you do that, if you are constantly, every time there's a new drop, constantly moving that average, adjusting the average for
Trevor,
that, you can pretty much see what the average value for the cost of your like buying on the drop is. And if the average is higher than what you're paying on average, you're going to make money just by continuing to buy into the system.
Trevor, if you
right.
if you go for drops that aren't sold out, right, and you look at sometimes the goalpost moves up and down. Sometimes there's a 23% chance that a secret rare. Sometimes there's a 27. Sometimes there's a 33. And that's
and it depends on the rate, on the drop rate. It depends on their internal drop rate.
Yeah. So that's basically what I do. So
I'm about to do something really cringe that I hate doing. If you guys check out my YouTube channel, I've done exactly what Trevor says. I have a spreadsheet. I go through every drop. I put in the aftermarket data, and then it pretty much comes out with a number of what was my expected profit per gem spent. And most of these drops are skips every time, unfortunately. But exactly what you're saying, man. I've pretty much done it.
Yeah.
And I've got the
there's
likelihood
a point
on there
where
and
that
everything.
expected value. Yeah, exactly. And there's a point where that expected value, if that here's the thing, once that expected value hits $1.01, it's basically put as much money in as you can. Right now, it seems like that expected value is probably below $1, like below the cost of a gem or whatever your cash in cash out rate is. So it's probably closer to like $1.20. If it's above that, then basically, as long as you can land the drops, you're going to like, you're basically going to make money as long as the expected value is above. I don't know if it's there. I haven't done the math on it, obviously. This is just me like kind of thinking about it and talking it through on the fly here, but I'm sure there are people who are playing this market exactly that way. And my guess is if you're a bot, that's how you would play the market as well, because you are obviously getting so many more shots at chances at bat. Like that's the other thing that colors it, is like part of this only works if you can land every drop. but most people can't land every drop. And so it's like really more like then you have to take it. It's like a 10% chance or whatever it is to get anything on a drop. So it's I don't know, it's an interesting thought experiment thinking through the problem.
What's been tricky for me is
Yeah.
the spreadsheet works really well retroactively. Like after the drop, I can put in the market data and see whether or not that drop was worth going for. But the problem is my price predictions are not accurate. So to forecast, is a drop worth going for? It's really intuition and kind of comparing it to other collectibles or comics that are similar. So that's the trick. If I knew ahead of time what the aftermarket prices were going to be, then I could tell you with 100% certainty whether or not it's worth going for. But unfortunately, we don't have that, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's also to me, it's not so much about the price. It's about using the previous data and like the aggregate as a representative, not of the price, but of the audience behavior, and using that audience behavior that previous data on audience behavior to develop an expected value for future audience behavior. So it's about like, I don't need to know necessarily what the price is of the secret rare. I just need to know what are my likely chances of hitting the secret rare, and then compared that to the likely multiple on the price. Because if my chance of hitting the secret rare is 1 in 20, but the value multiple on the secret rare is 1 in 30, then is 30 to 1. That means that it's a 1 in 20 chance for a 30 to 1 payout. That's a 1.5 to 1 return. You fucking go for that. You know what I mean? Like, that's where that's what I'm like talking about. And if you can get that previous data to inform the future data. And by the way, I think this is what, like, if I was looking at this from a platform perspective, where I'm not caring so much about the behavior of an individual, but more looking at the behavior of the group. If I can maintain a platform where the expected value on the secondary market for my rarities is consistently higher than what's being paid in, my users are going to stay happy.
Yeah.
Because in the aggregate, going for drops is going to make you more money than you put in. And that's a healthy place for any of these platforms to be. God, this makes me think I need to hire an analyst.
Definitely, bro. Dude, this is a great idea, dude. I love that we record this space because I've told the VeVe team about this, but who knows what they're gonna do. I know, Trevor, man. I know your mind is, yeah, dude. Come on, we need one of one in the drops. Let's go.
I like it. I think there's also a reality. What you can do with a 1 of 1, I think a 1 of 5 does the same thing. And what I like about those, and yes, you could argue, no, it's like a 1 of 1 is more valuable. But the thing about having 5 of them out in the wild is it not just one person talking about it, it's 5 people talking about it, and you can get more attention on the piece. And the reason I say that, like, what I think about is like, remember,
can we have both?
Yeah, I think you could do both. But like, remember the what was the drop? There's a thing. You know how there are those like a couple drops, using VeVe as an example. Drops like the tickets for the No Time to Die, for like the tickets for the movie. Those were like there are 7 of those in the app, and there are 8 million collectibles in the app, and only 7 of those. They are so far and away the rarest piece on the app, and presumably, if that rarity equals value, then they would presumably be the most valuable. But there's also this thing where a piece gets so rare that it just feels so unattainable that people just stop talking about it. And I would not be surprised if those pieces, even though they're so rare, there's just no community around that piece, which is probably driving down the interest, and therefore I think also driving down the value. Whereas you compare it to like the Todds or something, or the Rizzos or something, where you've got a couple thousand owners, and there's enough people still talking about them that I think that's also bolstering the value. And that's one of the challenges I think you run into with the 1 of 1s. Even I think about like the 1 of 1s that they have dropped on VeVe, where they just sold them outright at auction. Like, people aren't really talking about them. They don't really talk about the value of them. And I don't think they're moving that much, because for most people, they're just like out of reach.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah, sure. I was going to say, like, we got we got a very special guest. We got Mr. Frank Kozik in the house. So thank you for taking the time to join our space, mate. Really appreciate your work and thank you for being here with us.
Oh, you're welcome. So personally, as someone that sells his IP on VeVe, I'm totally into the idea of like doing like a 1 of 1 or a 1 of 5 or maybe a 1 of 20, 20 of 20, right? As
Yeah.
a random thing in the next drop. So for example, right, my next drop should be happening. I don't know if anybody here buys my stuff, but I just did the Mecha Rabbits, right? Like the giant robot rabbits.
Yeah, mate.
The
Yeah,
next
no,
drop
love
is
it.
going to be right. So like the next drop at the end of June is going to be like their space monster enemies, right? And I've been trying to think of a way to even further tie it in, right? And this is a great idea because there were 4 colorways of the Mecha Rabbits that didn't get released. So I'm going to actually tomorrow email the VeVe team and go, hey, when you guys do my next drop, which is the next chapter of the Mecha Rabbit enemy story, can you
Yeah.
can we use one of the unused mechas and make it like a super rare thing, like you guys are talking, like there's 5 of them or something that are randomly assorted? And I think that would make a lot of, it seems like you guys would like that, right? Because it kind of gives you something to shoot for that you could resell for a high value to someone that wants to complete the set of the robots. Plus, it gives more context to the enemies drop, correct? So I'm loving this idea, and I'm going to ask them if they can do it for my drop. No promises, but I'm going to ask them. I just wrote this all down. So I'm really stoked I came into this room because I like
Wow.
what you guys are saying. Because when I had my record label, okay, so for example, nobody knows this here, but like in the 90s, late 90s, I had a record label, right? We did a lot of vinyl records. And we did like the first Queens of the Stone Age record and like the Desert Sessions records that led up to Queens of the Stone Age. It's kind of a famous band if you're into rock music. And what I used to do was we would make like 1,500 10-inch records, right? They'd be like 1,400 on green vinyl. There'd be like 95 on like clear vinyl, and it would be like 5 on like purple vinyl, right? And they were randomly shipped out. And like in the aftermarket, the ones that were like on the purple vinyl, people will pay $2,000-3,000 for them, right? So the concept does work in collectibles because I've done it before, right? Or we would do weird shit like we did one set of 10-inch records where we actually recorded a secret record, 6 secret songs, and we only pressed like 5 copies or something. And those were randomly sent out and packed in normal sleeves, but 5 people out there got like a secret record. And those, like, no one ever sold one of those. Everybody kept those. So I've done this before in a different collector's context, and it totally works. This is a good idea. I mean, maybe a hassle for VeVe, but if it helps sell out the drop, right? Because, I've noticed lately, like a lot of their drops, like it's not that they're not selling through, but they're selling kind of really low numbers, right? Like that Tarzan thing or whatever. And, but like my Mecha Rabbit drop, even in the shitty market right now, even though it was maybe under 4,000 total pieces, I got like a 97% sell through rate. Like they're almost sold out. And I think if we could do this on the next round, it would probably guarantee it selling out. And then there would be something for you guys to like it take, like the lucky few could actually like have a nice flip, right? I love this idea.
Speaking as the person who has had to set up those assets, it is a little annoying to do. But yeah, it is a brilliant idea.
But it's possible. So Trevor, you're saying,
So
like,
you're saying there's a chance.
it might be annoying, but yeah, you're saying it's possible.
No, I was just making a rather flippant remark, having had to set up assets before, not even had to, still in the world of setting up assets. But yeah, I think it's
the thing is, though,
cool
the actual sculpted physical asset for these Labradors exists. Like all they've got to do is like plug it into their system. They don't have to build the digital. It's already there, like, because the colorways were all turned in. They just chose which ones to put out. So I think it's like low effort on VeVe's part, and the chances of them having like a hype cycle of a sold out drop will generally improve like how the public perceives VeVe operating. So I think that strategically this is an interesting move. And then for the lucky few, like, hey man, someone's going to be stoked to get like the 5 of 5 or whatever.
I got a question for Frank.
Who?
Just listen to him speak to this.
Yeah, mate.
For
What
Frank.
up? Oh yeah,
Kozik?
Frank Kozik. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kozik.
Yeah.
So Evolve brought this up about a week and a half ago, and it's pertaining to Frank's Mecha Labbit secret rare drop. Is there a reason why
Yes.
it's one of the only 2 items in the VeVe brand?
That's under the VeVe brand.
Yeah.
I know.
And so is there something
So
secret about that?
they just went ahead and did that, right? They showed it to me. I'm like, okay, cool. I approve it. So I think it's fine because, like, I think that like anything that my IP can do to reinforce the brand in general, right, is good. I mean, I run a toy company. Okay. So, we do like 450 drops a year of physical items, and we play these games and they fucking work. Okay. And collectors really love them. So that wasn't my idea. It was their idea. But to me, it's like, okay, it ties my brand closer to VeVe, right? VeVe heads are going to like having a VeVe colored special, super secret one, right? Super rare one or whatever. So to me, I'm totally into that because, my goal with VeVe is to like, hopefully, every year my drops build a story with context within the brand. So like, 2023 is the year of this, like the giant robots, the enemies, the regular labbits in like cool suits that like drive them, like the Power Ranger labbits, right? So what I'm trying to do is like not just sort of like, here's a bunch of my random artwork, buy it. No. I'm actually working with sculptors and working with the creative director, really trying to build kind of like a comic book series, like a story, right? So like if you collect them all for a year, at some point, if a metaverse function exists, then you can take like the robots and the enemies and the drivers and put them into the virtual environment and like fuck with it, have fun with it. So when they did the VeVe thing, I was really actually into that because like, okay, cool. This like, I feel like it ties me closer to the brand of VeVe for good or bad, right? Because there's a lot of FUD, but whatever, I'm going to stick with it because I'm a believer in a way of the collecting story building aspect of this, right? Because if we can do this for a while and metaverse thing happens, then like you're talking about like other things can be created, like other IP function can be created. So as a creator, while I didn't like trigger that when they did it, I was super pleased because to me it feels like it ties my little artist brand because I'm not Marvel or whatever, but it makes me feel more important within the VeVeverse to be that closely identified with the company. So I was all for it. It was a pleasant surprise for me.
Well, we love it. We love all your drops. I personally have the complete set of the Mecha Labbits. So, and that's why, I thought I'd ask.
Well, if everything goes right, I can't guarantee it, but the next drop should be towards the end of June, and it'll be their enemies, the monsters that they fight.
Yeah, that'll be good because then you can have like the whole set, like the enemies and like the labbers, the mechas you've just dropped, and you have like all like in the showroom have like this like wicked like little battle scene. That'd be kind of cool. Me personally,
And ultimately,
go on.
And ultimately each of the giant robots has a pilot in a special suit that's color coordinated. So, and they're like regular labbits, they'll be in a different pose. So then hopefully the third drop in the series will be the labbits that are the hero drivers of the mechas, right? And maybe there's going to be like a goofy sidekick, like they're going to have like a weird alien pet or something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So if all goes well with VeVe and they continue to release my stuff, that's the plan that I'm going to have them do.
No, wicked, man.
That's
We're definitely looking forward to that. And for anyone who hasn't got a Labbit or a Mecha, they definitely look into it.
Hey, thanks, Frank.
I know I'm definitely going to be looking out at the market now for a Mecha and a Labbit.
Phil.
Yeah, Phil, jump up, mate. How are you?
Who is this?
Say Ozman.
Ozman. Sure. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll talk about anything you want to.
Well,
Is
well,
this
we've been
Phil?
having like a lot
Is
of
Phil in the
good
house?
discussions. I
Hey,
think.
Trav. What's up,
Oh my
Trav?
god, this is such
How's
a
your
Phil.
spawns doing?
They're doing good. This is such a Phil bit.
Fuck off. Whatever.
Now, we've had a
All
lot of
right.
good conversations going on lately.
What you drinking this evening, Phil?
I just got back home. And do you know how long it's taking me to get my fucking Tesla? 2-3 months, bro. 2-3 months to get my fucking Tesla. The date has been pushed back to, guess what? My favorite date. What's my favorite date?
420.
420. Who said that? Good job.
Soon.
Yeah.
I won.
I used context clues to figure out which one it was.
Sorry. Hey, Trav. What's up, man?
What's up?
Spawn's good.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
You guys are still on the ETH chain, or does ETH haven't even
It's
have a chain?
Polygon.
Polygon. Okay. Polygon is the ETH chain. That's what
Yes,
Trevor
it's an EVM compatible chain. Yes.
Did you say you were giving people ETH? I would love some ETH.
No.
No, just kidding. No,
Or
just kidding.
or if it'll get you to try McFarlane Toys Digital, yes.
I'll do that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm loving the quality on the McFarlane digitals, especially the dragons look very impressive.
Oh hell yeah! Thank
Trevor's
you.
an artist, dude. With this like Web3 shit, dude, he's an artist. Like probably my favorite artist from VeVe. Sorry to say that.
No comment. I appreciate
Why
it.
not, dude?
No, I appreciate it. We yeah, I'm excited. We got like obviously new drops that we'll be announcing in the near future. New IP, all that kind of good stuff. We're very excited about the future and the stuff that should be coming up very soon. I won't pitch it anymore.
No, that's right, mate.
It's
We're
been
not
fun.
asking for spoilers or anything. With like it is encouraging to know that there is more on the way, and like gives us more
There's a
more to look
shitload
forward to.
on the way.
Yeah, but I suppose
Yeah, there's a
it's the same
shitload
as
more.
anything. You just got to take the time to develop it. Like
Yeah.
get it rolling, do it properly, do everything you need to do on your end. I mean, I have no idea the intricate workings of like businesses and IPs and anything like that. So I can imagine there's a lot of moving parts in something of this sort of magnitude.
Yes, there's a it's yeah, a lot of moving parts and an army of lawyers, that kind of thing.
I'll bet, yeah. But again, we appreciate the product that's coming out of McFarlane as well. I mean, again, like they're doing something different and new in the space, the same as VeVe, and their product is looking amazing as well. And it's just the same as what VeVe's doing. It's just taking baby steps in the right direction, just making sure everything's where it needs to be. I know there's a lot of issues like with compliance and making sure everything's all regulated and doing everything properly, so we don't end up with problems down the road. And yeah, I think like we just need to just like focus on the product itself and not so much what the companies are doing. The companies are doing what companies do, and let's just keep enjoying the product that both McFarlane and VeVe and Palm and all these other platforms are pumping up to bring out this amazing community in this amazing space, and gives us all these really exciting topics to talk about. We've had a lot of interesting topics this time around.
Yeah, Popey had
And
his hand up
Yeah,
too.
hey,
yeah, so yeah,
hey,
go on, Bobby.
Trevor, love I love what you're doing with the McFarlane project. I'm like really looking forward to when you guys get the like mobile version of the vault area, because I know that'll like bring in a lot more people to it. I'm just super happy that like finally was like able to get the bloody spawn, because it was very rare in the market and the prices went down to like a level where I can grab one, because I know those are going to be sought after soon. So. But I was like, really thinking about what you're saying about the stats and the odds of you winning a drop. It really got my mind going. I'm gonna break out an Excel sheet to make it work, because I mean, like, it really is about odds. And then sometimes, I mean, like, as much as I like live my like life with doing finance work in my real life, a lot of times when I'm on VeVe, I like think that I shouldn't, and I just end up buying it, But I mean, it just it's like comfort for me when you like bring that up. But I was also thinking, after you were saying that, Mpacks brought up about how it would be good to mix up VeVe drops to have that like one of one, whether it's like on the like comic, because what if it was that one of one was one of like the artwork pieces, and I like never thought I'd ever have a chance to get one of those, but just the odds of getting that would be awesome, right? I think more people would go for the drops. But when I brought that to like my experience on VeVe, right? If like I'm just thinking like if VeVe were to like throw that out to have a one of one, whether it's a 10,000 mint drop or 30,000 mint drop, it'll like definitely sell out, right? Because people are just gonna roll the like dice. But whenever big drops like that happen, I'm just thinking in my VeVe experience, I could never hit the drop because my side of the world is just, I mean, like I know it's my side of the world. We don't have very good internet, and also bots hit it, so it just the odds of me getting it is rare, if not impossible, right? So I was like thinking about how can they make it, how can like VeVe make that happen, a one of one chance, but still give it to the like true collectors. And I was thinking maybe you like give it to just people that hit the drop, kind of like what Disney did once. I think of that, the like Disney D drop, right? Where like anyone that got it on drop got got it on the lamp, and then you got airdrop the Disney D later.
Yeah,
but then like bots hit that. So then what I was thinking was maybe what if we just give it to like true collectors, and true collectors are the ones that are willing to put money to buy it, no matter whether it's a $2 comic or whether it's a $50 comic, right? So what if to like give everyone a chance and not how about anyone that owns one, maybe at some point in time, right? They're going to do a snapshot like 1 week after the drop, and then maybe it's not like if you have 5 of them, you have a 5 in 10,000 chance. If it's like a 10,000 mint drop, it's just everyone that owns one per wallet, right? So it doesn't matter if you buy 100 of this comic, you just have one chance. So people will just at least buy one, but everyone's going to want to take that chance. So like the market price will go up for this comic, and everyone's going to want to get it. So like it kind of shares the chance of getting it without making it one-sided to bots, and not making it one-sided to a whales, right? It's just everyone's truly rolling the dice, but it's only people that are really going to want it.
Why did you say
collectors.
whales? Whales don't get everything, bro.
Well, no. What I was saying of that is that, like, because my first thoughts was, how about if the odds of you getting it's like everyone has, like, if it's a 10,000 mint drop, and I was saying give everyone that owns one a chance to get that one of one based on that snapshot, right? So if you owned 100 of them out of the like 100, the person that only owned one has less of a chance than the guy that owned 100. So what I was saying was, well, to make it fair across the board, just make it every wallet, right?
So,
But I would
and I'm just thinking of my side of the world, right?
That's what MCP is.
Yeah.
That's what MCP is.
But it's also more likely that the bot is more likely to just have a wallet with one piece in it. I'd almost say the weighted average and weighting it towards someone who's buying a lot of them. First of all, if someone's buying a lot of them, we know they didn't get them on the drop. They probably bought them on secondary, which means and they're probably buying off the floor. So having it be weighted to someone who has more of them has a higher chance. I think it's incentivizing people to sweep floors and to climb a little bit because it increases their chance. Now, the challenge is if it's a 1 in 10,000, going from owning one of them to owning 3 of them doesn't meaningfully increase your chances. If the original drop was like, maybe the way to do it is like if you have the whole set and then holding more whole sets gives you more of a chance, then you're now sweeping all across the board and you're now competing maybe against 100 people, and so holding more full sets actually makes a much more meaningful dent in your chance of winning. Like maybe there's things like that could be built into it. I don't know. I'm just like, I think it's an interesting idea, and it certainly gets around the bot issue. Or certainly it helps get around the bot issue. Now it means things are going to whales as opposed to bots, but keeping the whales engaged and incentivizing the whales to sweep floors kind of helps the community in a different way.
Yeah, I mean, awesome. I mean, really, I'm just like thinking out loud as we're having this conversation. It's really got my mind going.
Yeah,
it's kind of
no,
exciting
of course,
for like the opportunity, right? And ultimately, after the like, after the like snapshot and the like 101 drop, it is gonna. I mean, before that, it's bot sweeping floors is gonna like increase the price, and after the drop, it's gonna tank after. But still, it's kind of it's like just a chance of getting that like 101 artwork that God once like Mpacks said that, I was like, God, I'd like thought I'd never have one of those, but just have the chance would be awesome, right? So love the conversation, guys.
Which one did you get?
Which one of one would you get?
Which one of one did Poppy get?
Oh no, I didn't get one. I just thought that I would never have one. So just when we were talking about what if VeVe would put a one of one chance in a drop. It was like, wow, just the chance of getting one on the drop would be
just
cool.
Give like,
So
like
my mind started
average
going off of that.
Yeah, it's basically just giving like the average folk like an actual chance of trying to own like one of these like one of one drops, because obviously like you see like some of them going like for thousands of gems, like and you think like to yourself, well, there's no possible way I could ever afford anything like that, and something like this could give the average like the average Joe like like myself, for example, an opportunity to own one of these amazing pieces. Like me personally, like when I was looking at those 1-on-1s, I mean,
You have amazing pieces, bro.
Sorry, mate.
You have expensive pieces, or you have good pieces, right? Would you rather have an Arnold Schwarzenegger or a Predator?
Yo, Phil, guys, when I mentioned the one of one idea, I really think like it needs to happen. Like every week I'm going on Marvel Unbound packs, and every week it's a drop at 9 a.m. on Monday, and I'm there. I make sure I'm logged in, because even if I don't like hit it, there's a chance of hitting an out of 50 auto signed by the artist. There's a chance of hitting one of one printing plates, and it takes 4 printing plates to make a card. And there's a chance to hit a one of one sketch card by the artists of the set every week. And there's only 1,999 packs. So if they did this with VeVe, it's a no-brainer. They can easily come up with that wrinkle to decide, you know what, we're going to have one of our original artists do like they do on blank comic cover sketches, an awesome art piece that's original art in homage to the comic we're dropping, and then that can be the wrinkle of including something special, so every user has a chance every time there's a comic drop, and it just helps with the chase more. And to not have it is just doing a disservice, because today I even was going for a logo of the first inaugural drop of a freaking new digital platform, because they had a chance to hit the one of one logo, because there was a color variant and it was a one of one. And just because of that, a bunch of us right now are degenning and going for it. I mean, it's a no-brainer, and I had to ask Trevor about it and make sure it was in his head. I'm glad Frank came up. I'm glad you guys all love the idea, because it just needs to happen to make the market more engaging, and especially drops.
Just to kind of like eject a bit of like excitement back into the market, like try and get people engaged again.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to, before we go on to a tangent about Predator and Terminator, I want to make sure I get that little thought in, because I do think it's important that they do it with collectibles like Predator and Terminator when they come out too, that they have something that's animated and does something even extra animation or something, and as a one of one you can hit, because that just makes it so much more fun, right? Like, and it also lets us all speculate more of the possibilities. So yeah, I mean, if they can do a Cookie Monster that lasts nearly a minute with its animation, extend the animation on the one of one, or do something special, like a cool variant of the character. Maybe he, like if it's Arnold, it's him cutting off that piece of his arm and revealing the skeleton metal for the one of one. Something just crazy.
That would be sick.
Yeah, Phil. I want Terminator.
I'm definitely with that. Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah,
I want Terminator. I want Predator.
Yeah, I want Terminator. I know there's a lot of Predator fans here, but I'm Team Terminator. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm both.
Yeah,
mate.
it would be cool to have like it would be cool to have one of those like comics. I remember last year or so there was like a YouTube video where they're mentioning they could eventually make these like digital comics where you like open up the page and it's actually you're like not just watching a page. There's like animation coming out of this comic. that'll just blow people's minds. I think everyone would just want that one of one.
Yeah, and honestly,
Yeah, that would be cool.
it doesn't have to be like Trevor was saying. It doesn't have to be one of one. It just has to be extremely scarce compared to what the rarest one is now. So the rarest secret rare is I think 25, right? So if there was 5 or if there were 10, even that would
Yeah.
boost the drop success. But
Right?
these
10 signature series.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the one of ones are going for, I mean, I was looking at the one of ones, and they're going for 5K to 50K. I mean, I don't see why VeVe would do one of ones unless just to give back to the community, but they're making pretty good money on these one of ones, but they could still accomplish the higher drop success and giving to the community with, one of fives, or, a scarcity of 5 or 10, even 20. I still think that would have the same effect that you're talking about, Mpacks.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, if it's a 1 of 5 for a, one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go on. I was just thinking of something else really cool. Like, what if you had like animated comic book covers? Like, say, like for example, like some of the ultra rare covers, for example. Say if some of them were like animated, where the colors would change, or the like there'd be like animated swirls or mixtures of colors or something like that. Something along those lines. Like, do you think something like that would inject a bit of excitement into the market as well?
Oh, definitely.
I don't really. I think the art change doesn't matter as much as the rarity change. Like however you want to change it to make it a unique cover, achieves the objective of making it unique. It's about the rarity that gets people excited.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it wasn't a 1 of 1, if it's a 1 of 5 or a 1 of 10, VeVe can't hold one of those 1 of 5s or 1 of 10s. That would just make it a lot more sought after.
Hold all the sub 40. We made a 1 of 1, and since it's one of the first 40, we're gonna hold on to it.
We're gonna hold it, right? It's just a random. It was random, but it's ours, right? It's a random 1 of 40, but
we made 41 of. We made 41 of them.
OTC deals only.
And hey. And Mpacks, I totally agree with it being the excitement of having these 1 of 1s or 1 of 5s on the drop. But my side, I would prefer it's not a drop, because just to give more people the opportunity, right? If it was people owning it that can buy it on the market, it pretty much gives everyone, because anyone has a chance to go buy in the market. You're just you just got to be willing to put the money down, right? But I mean, I can love. If Wolverine dropped the comic, I would love that, and I'd buy a super fast computer just so I can get it. But it doesn't mean I'm going to get the drop, right? But if I'm willing to go buy a comic because I love it, I'm willing to put money down where I know I can buy it, because there's a price there that even if it's a moving floor, right? It's up to me to make that decision. So as long as we give the ones that really want it, maybe whether it's investment purposes or whether they love the NFT or comic, the opportunity to get on board, to get that what I'm seeing drop based on a snapshot, I think that's the path of least resistance. So,
all right, you guys have solved the top end of the market. Now you got to solve the much more complicated part, which is how do you add value to the bottom end?
Interesting question.
MCP.
Crafting.
Yeah, crafting would be a good one.
Achievements is what makes base cards chaseable. So when you're collecting sets and cards, the fact that now when I'm doing it on ePack, for instance, I'm going back to that because I'm a card collector. I open a bunch of these packs digitally, and they have the base cards are mostly just digitals. They don't bother making those physicals because they print them to oblivion anyway. So instead, what makes them fun and worth money digitally wise is if you combine them, because you have duplicates, and anytime you rip a lot of packs, you're going to get duplicates. When you make enough of the trades to accumulate your duplicates, you make an achievement card. So if you have 10 of the same base card, you craft basically an achievement card. It burns those digitals, and it makes an achievement card that you can only get on that platform. So they really need to think about how they can craft with the commons and uncommons to make a more rare variant, and it makes the supply of those, and it makes those more valuable because the supply dwindles. And then also, people that still want to make those achievements have to pay up.
Yeah, interesting. So I'm just going to jump in real quick
Just
as well.
saying.
Like,
Just saying.
Yeah, no, it's good. No, but like all these topics of discussion are great. Like, it gets ideas flowing, it gets discussion flowing, and that's what we want in this space. And we want positive discussion, gives us something to talk about. And I noticed we've got quite a few listeners joining us here this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you might be in the world. This is chilling with VeVe, where we're just talking VeVe, comics, film, TV, and all things basically geek and fan related. We've had a few definitely a few interesting topics this time around. And thank you for still being here with us after what, about an hour, nearly 2 hours, 2 hours a bit now. And yeah, thanks for joining us. And yeah, let's just keep things rolling. Like, we've got some really good topics going. So I've got one. Who's excited for the Star Wars drop coming? The posters.
Mpacks.
Wait.
Wow, Mpacks.
Sorry, I vote with my wallet.
Just being honest.
No.
Nah, the posters are all right.
I've never been a poster. I've never been a poster collector, so I tell people collect what you like to collect, and you'll be happy with it.
I can't wait for the baby sharks. Mpacks, baby sharks.
Bro, Jeff the shark,
shark.
bro. They're gonna be the pet Avengers. You don't know, bro, but one day the pet Avengers are gonna save the universe, and you're all gonna be like, "Dang, Mpacks was right. That one multiverse, they did come in and kick some Kang ass. Let's go."
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, look.
I hope we're all still into the MCU by the point they get to that.
Yeah, but
that
I mean, look,
sounds like
I'm not big on posters either, but I do like the art. But yeah, all right. Well, obviously, the posters aren't.
Nobody cares about the posters.
No,
dude.
I guess no.
Everybody's like, bro.
No, well, I guess
that
basically killed that conversation, didn't it?
Yo,
I mean,
all right. You know what? Star Wars fans might want them. Fine. Star Wars fans might want posters. I've never been a big collector of the posters, so I don't mean to trash on someone else's collectibles. They might think my X-Men comics are trash, and that's their opinion too.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I mean,
just being honest.
Yeah, that's cool, man. We like honesty.
Can
like,
I change your opinion about the posters if they took one of the variants and made it a 101?
It would do a lot better.
Tell them to do.
Does that move the needle? Because that's the question. If on the margin, that's going to be the thing that gets people to buy in.
If they make it a 101, yeah, that could potentially change things.
There you go.
Hinanu, so did you want to jump in with a few words, mate?
Yeah, hey guys. Well, first off, I love trash X-Men comics. So if anybody wants to throw them on the floor, go right ahead. I'll pick it off the floor for you. That's for one.
Dang it.
Two, yeah, I'm not a fan of posters, guys. Nothing against Star Wars, but how many posters do we have in the app, and how much more posters are we going to get? And I don't think they're done.
Yeah.
But real quick, I just wanted to say and throw some flowers that you guys are doing a tremendous job on this space. This is the first time I've been able to actually sit and just listen to the WebB Collective just, host a space, and I'm really enjoying it. I love the positive vibes, and I just kind of want to say, Osman, you are you're definitely the host with the most, and appreciate you guys hosting this space. Dino, Evolved, Fro, Mpacks, Popey, Trevor. I mean, Frank Kozik was up here. And I got to run, guys. I'm actually editing part 2 of our podcast episode, and I'm having a hard time doing that because I'm just enjoying this space. So I'm going to fashionably leave, but I just kind of wanted to throw some flowers and say,
worries,
hey,
mate.
Thanks for the space, guys.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of the WebV Collective. I know a lot of things that we do, just wouldn't be possible without your creative input. So again, thank you for being part of the group, and also thank you for bringing us some amazing content with the Unreal Unreal Uncommon podcast. If you haven't
The real
subscribed to that
Uncommon
already,
It's okay, man. It's a mouthful. Isn't that right, D? And she loves the
I
name.
forgot what it was for a
Yeah,
that's it.
second.
exactly. You know,
But,
it's a tongue twister.
but
Appreciate you,
again, if you
Hanano.
haven't liked, comment, subscribed, yeah, definitely get on board with that, because some of the interviews and content that comes out there is amazing. I can say that with great pride, because I've had the honor of being part of it myself. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Have a great space, and I'm gonna drop down.
We
I'll talk to you
appreciate
guys later.
Hanano. Always.
No worries,
Bye,
mate.
man.
Take care.
See you, Hanano.
Phil, I saw your hand up earlier. I know you want to say something.
Oh no, I was trying to talk to Anito, but I think he's down.
He can hear you.
What chain is he? Is he an H bar guy? He's an he's an ETH guy, isn't he? He's an ETH guy. I'll stop. Trav, what you got, man?
I want to say he's a stocks guy.
Stop. Oh God. I'll stop. I'm leaving myself.
And
He trades
So,
oil futures. What a nerd. Jeez. God, that's terrible. No, I was enjoying this.
All right.
This whole I've been now thinking about the one of one thing, and so I'm gonna throw an idea to the group. We're gonna try to workshop this a bit. People might respond, "No, that sounds like the most toxic thing I've ever heard," but I'm throwing it out there. What if the one of one system was basically similar to what we were described? Basically, you put a drop on for sale, and everybody knows there's a one of one in it. But the way it works is, as soon as the drop sells out, the one of one will be automatically minted into a random holder's wallet of the drop.
Ooh,
So what you
kind of
end
like
up with
a
is, and so there's no time for like a snapshot. It's basically as soon as it's minted out, as soon as it's sold out, whoever holds it, based off how many you have, that's the weighting of like how likely you are to get the one of one. So it basically becomes an incentive.
okay.
If you want to have a higher chance, you got to buy them out faster.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty toxic, not gonna lie. But I like
Make it a-
degenerate game design. We would call that a degenerate design, but I kind of like it because I like toxic.
Trevor almost choked, bro.
Well, that's it.
Because, bro, imagine if you list it, and because you listed it, it's in limbo or something. Or no.
Oh, if
The
you
second-
buy the drop and you list it, that one's not eligible. So it's only you have to buy and hold the drop,
Chaos.
and then as soon as the drop sells out, then one of the people who's currently buying and holding gets it. So it stops stuff from being. Oh God, that's so toxic.
Bro, it's so
It's so toxic.
I love it.
I love it too. Oh my God.
Love it,
Yeah.
Trevor, but just make sure it's a 60,000 drop so I have a chance.
Hell, 60,000. If I could move 60,000 pieces and actually get people to buy them in this market, that's super toxic. That's super exploitative.
Yeah.
Trevor, I just spit out my whiskey.
This was you heard it here first. This was the night where Trevor started turning to the dark side.
Yeah, I like it. No, I like it. I'd be very interested to see if anything actually ever comes of that. If we ever get the drop, and then you have to go for it. And then
Believe me,
random.
I'm thinking about
No,
it.
No, I like it. I like it. This is
Building
good
the
idea.
mechanism, building the mechanism to do it automatically would be complicated, but not impossible.
But possible.
That's what I'm saying. Not impossible. So it'd be possible.
It'd be easy.
Yeah, I said the double negative. Sorry, but it would be complicated, but it would be possible. And then, and just basically because you can figure out what pieces aren't listed, and you can figure out who the holders are pretty quickly with a snapshot. And once you do the snapshot, then it's just about figuring out who's getting the airdrop. It basically be like, anyway, it's doable.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Just to give everyone a bit of fair warning, we are going to have to wrap up soon. So just because being a father of two and being early mornings here in Bristol, United Kingdom. So I've got kids to get to daycare and life. But we can keep going for probably about another 10, 15 minutes tops. So if anyone's got any other thoughts or any points of view they want to throw in, feel free to raise your hand and we'll get you up to the stage. But so far this has been a really, really, really good conversation. So we've had a lot of big names pop in, say hi. We've had Mr. Frank Kozik come in and grace us with his presence, which was a really, really big surprise in my eyes. So again, thank you very much for that, Trevor. We've had you speaking as well, mate. So really, really a pleasure to have you on and taking the time to speak with us. And anybody coming back as well, like Mpacks, Phil. It is good to hear from you, mate. We had you on last time, so you've always got some very interesting points of view. And for anyone else joining us who is first time here or returning, thank you for taking the time to sort of listen to what we have to say and enjoying the space with us.
I got to say one thing before I leave.
Yeah, mate.
The Aussie kind of, yeah, mate. I love it, man. You guys are tearing it up. I love what you guys are doing. I'll talk to you guys later. I will leave though. So
yeah, no worries, Phil. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, mate.
Thanks for coming up,
Always
man.
appreciate your input.
all right, guys, have a good night.
Night, Phil.
Good night, Phil.
Yo,
Good
I
night,
want to
Phil.
give a final thought. Can I give a final thought? Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Here's
good,
my final.
Go on then.
Give me that thought.
So yeah, I really appreciate these spaces, and I think we workshop some amazing ideas, and that's what inspires people to come up and workshop it out. And when we can think of these layers and wrinkles to add and to gamify the market more, to gamify the shop more, to gamify the experience, that's what it's about. So I really appreciate y'all being so welcoming and just being able to collect with you guys. This is what it's about. It makes it more fun. It reminds me that I'm not the only weirdo. So yeah, Trevor, appreciate you, bro. You need to, dude, follow through on that 101, man. You're gonna make a lot of money on that platform. It's a win-win for collectors and for the platforms to be doing that. I mean, Frank even laid it out. It's like when we do that with our physicals, the collectors love it. So yeah, it is part of the gamble and the hunt, right? When we're hunting things, it's like we like to degen when we're looking for a certain card in a pack, or when we're hunting out in an LCS or a comic shop or in the market. So eBay, whatever, you name it, or VeVe. So yeah, thanks guys for letting me to do that spiel.
Yeah, mate. No, thank you for coming back. I mean, like I said, it's always good, to see people coming back into our spaces. It makes us feel like that we're valued and people appreciate what we're trying to throw out there. I mean, that's the whole point of this space, and for what our group is trying to achieve, which is the VeVe Collective, which is basically what we're trying to provide is basically like a safe space, for anybody to talk collectibles, digital collectibles, DC, Marvel, comic, anything you feel that you can't express in the outside world. I mean, where you have trouble speaking, to your loved ones with it. I know I definitely do, and that was the whole premise of creating this group, and the whole idea behind the spaces was that we just wanted to be more than just a group, talking roundtables on a screen like on YouTube. We wanted to find a platform where we can actually interact and communicate with people, and this seems to be the way to do it. With the feedback that we're getting has just been it's just been unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone else have any? That's it.
No, I was just saying,
No.
this is what it's all about, having a conversation, getting to know each other. That's what makes the community stronger. So this Twitter Spaces is definitely the way to go. And I mean, I used to listen to Twitter Spaces all the time, and in my opinion, some of them got a little toxic, and I just kind of bowed out for a while. But these are my first spaces in a long time, and I'm really enjoying myself. So I appreciate all of you and the people that are participating, and even just the people listening. Because I was one of those people just listening, and it's crazy. I'm a shy guy, so it's very weird for me to get up here and talk, but I appreciate everybody that's participating and that has the courage to share their thoughts.
Yeah. No, right on, Donna. We definitely appreciate it. And we also appreciate the fact that we've given you that confidence to sort of like, come out of your shell and like, express yourself and give you the self-confidence to sort of do that. I mean, I'm the same. I mean, like, I had nothing to do with Twitter Spaces ever, and then all of a sudden I find myself hosting one. Like, it's funny. It's funny how life works sometimes.
And doing a damn good job at that.
No, well, thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, if people want to keep listening, so we'll keep posting. All right, guys. Well, if no one else has got any final words, I'll wrap it up there. So I'll give it one last chance if anybody wants to throw anything in before we wrap up.
Osman, I do.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. We all appreciate you for hosting and bringing this collective group together. Positive vibes all around. And yeah, while you were just speaking, I was thinking, how about VeVe Wednesdays? How about that?
VeVe Wednesday.
There it
Ooh, I
is.
like it, mate. VeVe Wednesday. Ooh, that's it, mate. I love it, and I think I'm gonna run with that. What do you reckon, everybody? Would we like to hear more of VeVe Wednesdays? Let's see some symbols in the chat here.
Emojis.
So, would you like it?
Let's go.
Well, that's it. Well, it seems like we might be doing this on a weekly basis now, just judging from the community feedback so far. So, like I said before, if people want to keep listening, we'll keep hosting. Excellent.
Yeah,
All right, guys,
thank you, My Collectibles, for coming back.
Yeah, thank you, My Collectibles. Like, so sorry we can't stick around for much longer. I hope you enjoyed the latest episode of The Mandalorian. I know I definitely did. And yeah, so again, look forward to hosting more spaces. Looking forward to getting more opinions, more discussion going. Yeah, this episode has been like, amazing. I've had so many different opinions, so many different points of view, lots of great ideas. So hopefully the right ears can and the right eyes and ears can get on board, and maybe we can see some of these ideas come to fruition. But I'm going to wrap it up there, guys, because I got to go. But again, my name is Osman Collect 63. This has been Chilling with VeVe. Again, thank you so much for coming back, joining the space. I hope you've enjoyed it. So if you've enjoyed it, leave some feedback. I'm always looking to improve, looking to improve the space, looking to improve the quality. If it was crap, leave some feedback as well. So anything's always good. And again, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day.
Ozzy, can I go?
Yeah,
can I just say this one time?
Of course you can.
Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, all right, cool.
That's it, mate. He goes, Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. Oi, oi, oi. That boy. I love it.
I've never done that. I've never done it in my life, so that was awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say
I'm happy. Yep.
Shout out Dimitri. Shout out Luick down there. D, we see you. VeVe Collective. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, same here, guys. So, thank you for jumping in. Thank you for listening. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up there. So again, enjoy the rest of your night, evening, morning, wherever you might be in the world. And yeah, thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening. And we will be back again next week for VeVe Wednesdays. I love it. All right, take care, guys. And
thanks, guys.
yeah,
Love you.
This is Osman Collect 63, and thank you.
Love you all. Thank you.